Do you love spinach bourekas? Here's a new twist on an old favorite. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, welcome to Cooking with Chef Rich. Today we're going to be making some spinach rolls and some spinach bourekas. Hopefully my video editor will put some in the picture so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's just jump right in. And first we'll talk about our ingredients. I have 40 ounces, which is 2.5 pounds of chopped spinach. This was frozen chopped spinach. I defrosted it and squeezed out all the water. You definitely want to get all the water out. I have 2 cups of whole milk ricotta, 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese, 5 cloves of garlic, and a 1/3 cup of water. And we're going to jump right in. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our water and put it into a blender. And we're going to add our garlic. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding this to our spinach by pureeing it, kind of distributes it very evenly. So you want to make sure your garlic is pureed very well. And we're going to add that to our spinach. We're going to add our mozzarella. We're going to add our ricotta mix, or ricotta, as the Italians say. And I forgot before, we need a teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. So we're going to add that. We're going to give this a great mix. If you have kids, have them do this because they love to get their hands dirty. Hopefully they wash their hands before they do it, but you know, if they don't, it adds flavor. So we're back. Our spinach is now mixed. I did add a little bit more salt. I will be putting that down in the description down below, the exact recipe. Just to let you know, generally speaking, this is a Greek dish, and when the Greeks do it, they use something called feta cheese. Feta cheese has a very, very strong flavor. As a caterer, I find people either love feta or totally hate it. It's generally not in between. Feta has a very strong flavor, and very often I find that the flavor inside these is too overwhelming. That's why I use mozzarella. You can substitute for feta if you want to do that. You could use part feta and part mozzarella. I like it with just mozzarella. This is how I normally do it for my parties, and I never get complaints because it has like a nice mellow flavor. So just to let you know that. This is something called Fillo Dough. If you've never worked with Fillo Dough, trust me, it is a treat. A real treat. This is number 4, and when I say number 4, that is the thickness of it, which basically means it's slightly thicker than a hair, which you'll see in a minute. So we're going to open this up. When you buy this, very often, at least in this country, you're going to buy it from the freezer. Unfortunately, finding fresh Fillo is very, very difficult, and you have to let it defrost in the refrigerator at least overnight, even for 2 days. And we're going to open this up. It's a little piece of tape, and it doesn't. Oh, there it goes. Now you could use butter or oil for this. I generally just use some oil. A lot of people will melt butter. Put some olive oil in a bowl. And as I said, you're going to love working with this. It's one of the funner things in the culinary world that you can possibly do. It's extremely, extremely delicate. Well, you can see just how thick it really is. And now what we're going to do, you don't want to get a lot of oil. This is going to be very, very flaky when it's done. And the way you get that flakiness is by having layers of dough and oil or butter, either way. And as I said, you can use butter. Now comes the fun part, trying to line this piece up on the last piece. And as I said, you don't want to use too much oil because otherwise what you're making will have a greasy feel to it, and you don't want that. And I normally do this 3 times. And now this is the 3rd layer. So now I'm going to roll this back up, because what happens is because it's so thin, it dries out very quickly. And once it dries, it just basically cracks. So you have to definitely roll it up in between. Do our triangles first. To do triangles, you're going to do strips If you want to do a bigger triangle, I do it as an hors d'oeuvre normally. So I do probably 1.5 inch strips. And you're gonna take about a tablespoon, approximately, of spinach mix on each one. And now comes the folding part. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a triangle and fold it over again, 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 again. So the next item we're going to be making with the same spinach mix is also spinach and phyllo. And this is going to be for like a lunch item. So what we're going to do is I have my sheet. I've already done 3 layers over here. We're going to cut this into thirds, approximately. We're going to put a decent amount of spinach in here. This is a great item if you're having lunch with the ladies, or if you have a vegetarian coming. Not vegan, but definitely great for a vegetarian. Really great item. We'll put approximately 3, maybe 4 ounces. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fold this over. We'll fold this over. And then we're going to roll it. So you want to put a little bit of oil just so that it sticks. Similar to an egg roll. But then with phyllo dough, obviously. So I have 12 Bourekas and 12 spinach and phyllo logs. I have 2 egg yolks. And now what we're going to do is we're going to brush these to give it a nice golden brown color. You want to try not to get any egg on the parchment paper. Reason being is because when the egg cooks, the phyllo will actually stick to the parchment, and when you pick it up, it will tear. So you want to try not to get egg on the parchment, if at all possible. Once you have brushed these with egg, I'm going to take some black and white sesame seeds. If you only have white sesame seeds, that's fine. Just a light sprinkling. And the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to punch a couple holes in these. I find that sometimes they explode if you don't let the air escape. So I'm going to just take a knife and punch 2 holes in each one. And I always do that after I brush it with the egg, because if you do it before, the egg fills in the holes, and basically this is pointless. We're going to brush these as well. And once again, that just gives it a nice, beautiful golden brown color when it bakes. So yeah, I'm just going to put a couple holes in each one of these. These don't get the sesame seeds. Now we're going to put these in a 375-degree oven for probably 15 to 20 minutes until they're golden brown. Our spinach rolls came out of the oven. They were in for 15 to 20 minutes. You want them to get like a nice golden brown. A couple of them, like one over here and one over here, tore a little bit. When that happens, you can just literally take your hand, shove it back in, and close it back up, and it's good as new. As far as plating goes, I have some lettuce, tomato, and cucumber, but you can do whatever you like. I'm just going to flatten out that side. I'm going to cut this at an angle. This over here. This one over here. So our spinach is done. I wanted you to take a look at it. And take a bite, because I love these. Cheers. Really, really, really good. The dough is nice and flaky, so that gives it a little bit of a crunch. The cheese is melted inside, so it has just a really nice flavor. The mix of spinach, ricotta, and mozzarella just is a very, very nice combination. You taste the garlic, salt, pepper, obviously. So it's a really nice dish. So our spinach Bourekas were also in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. You want to just take them out when they're nice and golden brown. Probably tastes the same as the other spinach ones, but I'll try one anyway because I love these. Cheers. Surprise, surprise. Really, really, really good. Once again, nice and flaky, have a nice spinach flavor. These are great for cocktail parties, hors d'oeuvres when you're having people over. So this is like a really nice hors d'oeuvre, very classy hors d'oeuvre. It is vegetarian, which is nice. So just a very, very nice item to know how to make and have in your repertoire. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And tell me what type of vegetarian dish you like to make. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Be safe, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.